Simon Wu, Wealth Guardian Co. Shares versus property. Wow, this is the age-old battle, and let's have a bit of a chat and discussion around this. Not going to be super accurate, but I'm just going to share with you my perspective. All right, so two main things that separate property and shares. I'm going to talk about two different things. First of all, I want to talk a little bit about the returns that you can get. So let's imagine for a moment that you have $50,000. You're going to put them into property, or you're going to put it into shares. Let's see what's going to happen. All right, so first of all, you put it into shares. What sort of money can you make? Well, there's two ways to do shares. Really, there's a few different ways. You can trade it on your own, and you've got to know what you're doing to make that money, to buy at the right time, to sell at the right time, and to do that all in the right way. You have to have stop losses to make sure you don't lose money. And if you can do that significantly, then well and good, and you might be making some very good money on that. Obviously, when the market does crash, which it does do from time to time, even recently that's done, then you could be up for a 50% retraction in your profits overnight. Obviously, if you've got stop losses in place, then that won't happen, and you will protect most of your assets and your gains there, which is fantastic. Apart from that, a lot of people don't really understand how to trade shares, and they will just end up putting the funds into a managed fund. Well, managed funds on average only make about 10 to 12% per annum, and that'd be a good managed fund as well. So really, on your $50,000, you're looking at making $5,000 in a year. So that's what you're looking at there. Obviously, if you're trading on your own and you're very successful, you might be able to do a lot better than that. Now, on the other hand, we look at property, and the second thing which to consider is obviously leverage, which you can leverage with stocks as well and shares, but the problem with that is it's high risk and you can't leverage as much. So maybe a 50% margin loan on that, and you're increasing your risk as well. So you really do have to know what you're doing with shares. If you're not willing to take that risk and you don't know how to do it, then stay away from shares. On the other hand, property is very stable. It's something that everyone can do. There's some tax advantages in doing it as well. And long-term, property is amazing because you can leverage it. So if you leverage your $50,000 and you go and buy a property worth $500,000, $500,000, and that property goes up, say, as I told you before, average over the last 100 years is 7% growth. Let's just imagine it goes up by 5%, which is a more conservative number. So 5% on $500,000 is 5 times 25 is $25,000. All right, quick math there. So $25,000, your property's gone up in 1 year. So compared to what we said with the managed fund, at a 10% gain is only $5,000. So you're looking at 5 times more money just in 1 year. So this is where you need to really look at property seriously. For me, I've done both. I've traded with shares, and in fact I traded 2 years of shares to get my deposit together. But in fact, what I found was when I had made money, lost money, and averaged it all out, eventually I actually sold all my shares at that time in order to put that deposit down for my first property. And literally I found out and realized after the fact that I actually hadn't made any money. I'd made money, I'd lost money, it kind of cancelled itself all out. I had a bit of fun and learned a lot, but I didn't actually make any money during that 2-year period. So that money, $30,000, went into buy my first property, which was $357,000, and it went on over a number of years of holding that, and I made hundreds of thousands of dollars profit from that property. So chalk and cheese for me. Shares didn't make me anything, and property made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. Clear choice for me would be property. These days I'm a little bit better at trading shares, so I am making more money than I'm losing, and making some good money there as well. But again, there is risk involved with it. There's experience and things like that as well. I would still recommend for people to be locking their wealth away in property, which is very stable, as opposed to relying on shares 100%. So have a mixed strategy if you like both shares and property, like what I do. Okay, so if you want to have a chat more about that, or you disagree with me, or have got your own opinion, let me know. Book in a call. Would love to have a chat.